Okay, hello guys, welcome back to our top channel called Success in Life Beat All Records. Today we're going to be focusing on a popular topic that they call the worry of tracking center renewal. Okay, the worry of tracking center renewal. Okay, whenever I listen to new networkers, especially those that are just from clocking 1 year, that's 12 months, okay, when they talk about this question of tracking center renewal, they feel like it's money that the head office or whoever is taking for some kind of exploitation, which is not the case. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at 3 points. One, what is tracking center renewal? Next, why should we renew tracking center? That is, if we don't renew, what are the disadvantages? Okay, then thirdly, we're going to be looking at how then can it be renewed. Okay, now starting first of all with this question of what is tracking center renewal. I would like to ask you a question. Have you heard about web designing? Have you heard about owning a website? When you create a website, it can be a WordPress website. Okay, that means a website in which you are publishing articles, a website in which you want to use it for e-commerce. Okay, now when you open that kind of website, you're opening on Google. Google is a company, right? Okay. Now, Google will demand you to be paying a certain amount monthly or yearly for what they call hosting, to host your website. Okay. Now, so our founder simply has a website that we call www.qnet.net. Okay. Now, in that website, each and everyone has his own small website that we call the tracking center, where you put your article and your password, you get into your tracking center. Now, that tracking center normally has to pay money also for hosting. Okay, for hosting it on the internet. This is the money that the founder collects totally and then pays now to Google as money for renting Google to host its website. You get me? So don't feel like it is somebody or your data or whoever is taking the money. No. I hope you get me very well. I hope you understand me. Okay. So that is that. Don't feel like something absurd. No. If you create a website today, I bet you in fact, you're not even, by the time you are creating, they'll be asking you which type of website you want, how much will you want to be paying per year. They'll give you the amount that you need to be paying yearly. I hope you understand me. Voila. Okay. Now, we are going down to the question of why should we renew it in the first place? If I don't renew it, if the 12 months comes and I don't do anything, what next? What are the consequences? Okay? But before I get to that, let's first of all look at how we renew it. Okay? How you renew it, first of all, when your tracking center is expired, when you put your password and your article, okay, or what some people call the IRID, okay, when you open, it will still open, but a page will open, okay, telling you that you have not renewed your tracking center, written the grace period has finished, we shall define grace period after. Okay. Now, still on that person, you see a single line that is asking you to continue to your tracking center or to continue to renew. You get it? Okay. When you click renew, okay, there are two options. You can use mobile money operations, that's like you can use MTN mobile money, you can use your bank account. Okay. So in any of the situations, you need to deposit money in your account. That's equivalent to 27 euro. Okay, when you make like that, they will simply demand, if it's a SIM card, okay, MTN, Orange, whatsoever, they will ask you simply to confirm the cash out with your PIN code. Okay, the same thing with your bank account. How you get me? That's what they renew it simply. There's no complication. Okay, now, the last point. What if I don't renew it? What are the consequences? The first consequence is that purchases in your team will no longer count for you. Even if you are the one order, you're the one referring, or it's your outline, or it's you, or your downline, whichever, it's not going to count for you. It's going to count for everybody except you. Because in fact, it's showing that you're no longer doing the business. Okay? That's if you have not paid money for your hosting. You get it? Okay. That is that. The next thing is that when you don't renew your tracking center, you can still open your tracking center, okay? But remember, there are some parts of the tracking center you'll not be able to open again, okay? Voila. For example, they can only be showing you pull logs, but when it concerns money, you will not be able to open. Your Q account, you will not be able to open again till you renew your tracking center. How will you get me? Okay, there's one last thing in tracking center renewal that I would like to let you know. There's what they usually call the grace period. Okay, the grace period that when your tracking center has made 12 months, you still have 30 days. That 30 days is called the grace period. Okay, in which you can see validate your purchases, no problem. But immediately the grace period passes, no, you can't do anything. Now, one last thing on why you should renew it. At first, it used to be that your tracking center can even stay on renewed for 10 years, but now it's 3 years. If you don't renew this year, don't renew next year, don't renew next year, next 3 years, the company deletes it. You get me? Well, so that was that. For those who are new on this platform, click our subscribers button, because next time we shall tackle a lot of more technical issues like this that are going to be of paramount importance to you. Okay? For those who are old in the platform, well, we are together. Okay? My number is 6504 8400. You can go to our description box. You see it. You can text me on WhatsApp, on Gmail, on Facebook, on WhatsApp. No problem. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.